This song is the title tune from my latest LP, which is entitled Wake Up Everybody. And I'm sure you will all agree there are things that need to be done in this country today. So what I'd like for you to do is listen very carefully and see what you can do to lend a hand. Wake up everybody, no more sleeping in bed, no more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war and poverty. Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. They're the ones who are coming up, what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. Because the world won't get no better if we just let it be. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it, just you and me. Wake up all the doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hair. They don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away? Wake up all the builders, time to build a new land. I know we could do it if we all lend a hand. The only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. Surely things will work out. They do it every time. We just let it be. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it, just you and me. Change it, yeah.
Perspective, but yeah, I guess Stockholm Syndrome initially. It was a psychoanalysis that came that really it talked about like it was done for people that was kidnapped, and the perspective was that a kidnapper, a person that's kidnapped for a longer period of time, they form a bond with the kidnapper, and to the perspective that when the kidnapper is caught, that they would go to jail to fight for them, defend them to even though they're wrong, they would defend them tooth and nail. So, you know, I put it like this. I mean, my position on that, I say we suffer from a form of Stockholm Syndrome because just the natural dynamic of our relationship, and you have to look at it. Like I always say many times before that I feel as though, like, well, we act as if a virus has been uploaded into us. The same way when you load a virus in the computer goes haywire, same thing's been done to us. So, and that's where this condition comes from. And it comes from that, as Brother Sai said, that when we was brought here from slavery, then from that point, once our will was broken, you always looking to be welcomed or liked by the oppressor. And it continues in every shape, form, and fashion. And like I say, I always reflect back, there was like a period of time when we was breaking out of that. You know what I mean? Then here comes integration.
External. We focus too much on that. Too much on this exterior, on the clothing, on the makeup, on what car individual drive. A car, let me tell you something. Serial killers drive nice cars. Rapists drive nice cars. Child molesters drive nice cars. So if that's one of your criteria, I think I just gave you a fruit for thought or food for thought.
Yeah, right.
That, you know what, maybe I need to stop. Exactly. The guy with the hoopty, the guy driving around in the 89 pickup truck, the guy riding around in the cab, guess what? That may be your future husband, the guy that you should be with.
Right.
The guy who's going to treat you like the queen that you are.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to start looking at. Sisters, I want to start getting y'all thinking a different way. And brothers too.
Yes.
There's been many a guy who that fat butt has gotten into trouble. There's many a guy behind bars because he messed with that woman. And that woman turned around and did something to them, and he ended up doing something that he probably shouldn't have done because he was so angry because his windows got busted out of his car. Or she stole his credit card or some other ill thing that she did. That the brother said, oh, I can't let that ride.
Right.
Yeah, that fat butt steal. Fat butts will sleep with your best friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like
So don't get it twisted.
Sir.
We might want to get out of that and start looking for quality.
And this is my opinion. I think that when these brothers out here, you touched on it earlier too. When you get with these sisters and you start to deal with these sisters, right? I think that the sisters also, everybody has to start to become more cerebral and think. It's not all about physical. You have to think about, okay, if something occurs and a child comes about, is this man the proper person that's going to lead and be the head of the family structure underneath the leader, right? The sister needs to think about that. The brother needs to think about, is this woman the one that I want to be the mother of her? Do I think that she's capable, or does she have the potential to be capable to raise my children? You understand? This is what we're not doing. We're not thinking. No one's thinking. We're moving. Robot. Everybody moves and they think later. 10 years later when you're in child support or, fucking family court. You know what I'm saying? It's too late. So we have to get into that mindset now where, okay, family structure. Let's think. If we do that, you have a better chance of having a flourishing family.
Continuing education, and training up our kids, man, with this mindset of, economic independence is definitely a priority, among other things. But, we need that type of global economic empowerment, so to speak, because, poverty, unfortunately, has been a long-standing neighbor of ours, want to put it in those terms. And, there's things that parents want to give their kids and do for their children, and unfortunately, they're stifled by economic disempowerment, and we need to turn that around. We need to start with the mindset of thinking bigger and better than what we're used to. And there's a lot of contributing factors that, plague us where we haven't been able to aspire to that, mind frame and that type of those living conditions. We talk about, the home and it being broken like it is. And, we all know without a good foundation for anything, you can't really have anything that's going to last or that's durable. Because, the deeper the foundation, the higher the structure.
Okay? We have baggage that comes from the slavery system where they had breeding farms and incest going on and the dehumanization of our people that was, horrific, widespread, systematic, legalized. Okay? Well, and it started from the Constitution, and went forward. I mean, baggage. We have mental illness that permeates our ethnic group because ancestral relationships create that. Okay. The whole willingness thing, just gives you a glimpse into how horrific it was. You know what I'm saying? Pitting one group, the younger against the older, the light skin against the dark skin, the house against the field. That's baggage. Yeah. That's baggage, right? It's generational stuff that is magnified and festered. You understand what I'm saying?
Colorism. We still go through it. Light skin, dark skin.
Yeah, and it breaks my heart
for those that are unfamiliar with this Stockholm syndrome that we suffer from, this is the oppressed that respect, love, and want to be accepted by the oppressor. All right? So, unfortunately, that would be us, melanated people, right? Wanting to please the European, wanting to rub elbows with the European. We see it all across the board. However, mostly we see it at the job sites, the places where we make our money. And I know you always speak about, you know, you're big on economics. So really, we shouldn't even be working for these motherfuckers. All right? But at the same time, most of us are. So we have to deal with that. I've seen a lot of instances, and I've talked to a lot of brothers lately, where as though they've spoken about their wives and their women that are just really sucking up to these Europeans, man, at the job. But they won't show the respect to them, their husband or their man. You know what I mean? The black man that they claim to love. And I've seen it also, personally, once. And it blew me away, because I didn't even know it existed like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, it's like that? You know what I'm saying? I know that knuckleheads will come back and say, well, you know, especially, you know, sisters with the attitude will say, well, you know, you ain't gonna pay my rent, or you ain't gonna pay my bills, and, you know, don't bite the hand to feed you type shit. Well, I would say to that, you know, don't suck the dick that rapes you, because that's what these motherfuckers are doing and have been doing since slavery times, right? And still doing it, just in different manners.
Yeah, I'll go back to the music, which hits me close to home because I'm really into music. We sit and we degrade each other on the regular, and we embrace that. No other ethnicity in America does that. Matter of fact, I haven't been abroad, but I wouldn't say that no other ethnicity in the world does that.
Yes.
We call our women bitches.
Yes.
We call our brothers niggas.
Yes.
And we don't really understand how subconsciously that affects you. If I keep calling you a dog, you'll think you're a dog. You'll start acting like a dog. You'll have that mentality at some point in time, because your mentality will gravitate, well, if that's all I hear. It's not hard for me to kill another nigger. It's real hard for me to kill my brother, though. And people don't understand. People don't understand the magnitude and the power that words have. Where we have women walking around calling themselves bitches. Yeah, I'm the baddest bitch that's around. Well, if you call yourself that, well, what are you calling your child? What does that state for the little girl that you're raising? What are you trying to indoctrinate her to be? Another bad bitch?
Absolutely.
So when a male who doesn't know calls you that, then you get all offended. But you call yourself this amongst your girlfriends all day, every day.
What's the word? We got to socialize our kids to become entrepreneurs. So many of us, and I'll say maybe my generation, we was taught go to school, get an education, go to work. But you're going to work for white people. And when you get into these situations, there's a new reality that comes out of that. People didn't realize it. The people that was telling you to go work, go to school, and go get a job, they never worked in white America. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, when you work at a factory or something, that's not white America. You know what I'm saying? It's a different reality. You know what I mean? I work in white America. You know what I mean? It's two different realities, and some people can't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's a different reality. Like the pressure, the racism, you can't fit into that white culture and things of that nature. So we have to build our own, and that's the only way forward. And that's the only way we're gonna restore dignity and pride. You know what I mean? It was interesting. And I'm going to look at this from a Pan-African perspective. And I'm going to tie, and you have to, and I'll say that because when you go to school as a child, and you're in history class and things like this in school, they start black people off in slavery. Like, your history never goes back to Africa. And like, so when they teach you, you only know about slavery, and then from that point forward, and they don't even tell you about the contributions made to even, people don't realize there was 180,000 black people fought in the American Civil War. You don't even realize this. But my point is that they'll never tell you about your greatness. So you got to look at your greatness even before coming to America on some level, because when they bring you here, you automatically known as a slave.
And who's they? I mean to cut you. Just to make the point.
Come on, man. You know, I hope everybody know when I say the name, we talking about the American government.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? This is white people.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? You know. Now, so when we look at when we understand our greatness, and even people say, you know, black people are lazy and all this, like, I beg to differ, because who would go get a lazy slave? Who would bring, who want lazy workers? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we just got to understand our history and where we at as a people. We got to find a way to move forward. We have to socialize these kids, become entrepreneurs, and
when we see our sons, when we see our sons, and they see us not being disciplined, or we're not the kings that we should be, because they're a prince, and before they're a king, they got to be a prince. So when they see us, we stay as a prince instead of a king. We need discipline. That's what makes you. That's what you go from a prince to a king, and discipline takes you to that path. And that's what we need as a nation. That's what we need. And then our women too, because we don't take our rightful place as men, as kings. They have to become a queen, but also take the place of a king. We can't have that. We can't have that, because you don't see another nation, you don't see other nationalities and other nations have their women out there like that. They don't, except for us. And we can't have that. We can't have that as a nation.
More thing about money, and we understand its necessity, but you know, one of the most misquoted lines is that money is the root of all evil, and that's not what the word says. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. Okay, so don't get that confused, because that same dollar bill, you know, that can go and, you know, sell coke in the neighborhood and corrupt is that same one that can feed a hungry belly, you know, that can put clothes on naked kids, etc. So money is amoral. It's neither good nor evil. It's what you do with it. Same with the internet, same with TV, same with radio. In and of itself, it's neither good or evil. It's the spirit behind it. It's the motivation behind these inanimate objects, you know, that drives whether or not it's negative or positive. So keep that in mind. God bless.
Yes.
As far as people channeling emotions and being angry, I just think on a whole, black people, it's things to be angry about, but we're not angry about those things. You know what I mean? So I think there's nothing wrong with being angry if it's correct and is just. When you just angry, and I'm gonna say, lack of a better word, just a ticking time bomb per se, you know, from perceived happiness or unhappiness within yourself, and you know how to channel that energy, that's a bad thing. You know, it's deadly, it's toxic, you know, it's gonna bring harm to yourself in the long run. I think, you know, like Brother Ho said, they should seek maybe some professional help. I think Freud and Kepler called it diffusion, where you have an emotional, when you're mad at one thing and you take it out on something else. You don't know how to channel your energy, your emotions. I think it's called diffusion if I'm correct on that. But back to the topic, it's a shame, man, like that, you know, like you say, we challenge all our energies incorrectly. And like I say, for me, it's things to be mad at, but we're not mad at them. And you know, a lot of unhappiness comes from an individual when there's no balance within yourself, because you being unhappy is a perception usually from something else you see or something else you're looking at, per se. Like, you know, nobody just wakes up one day, oh, I'm happy. It's like, you know, just like social media, things like that. I explain to people, like, it's a fake world, and you have to be balanced, and you have to balance yourself looking at it, because you look at social media, you go on Facebook or something like that, and you'll see something, and then you try to parallel your life to what's going on there, and you think something's wrong with you. But it's a fake reality as you go on. Like, you see dudes take a picture with a car and leaning on it, you can think your mind tell you it's theirs, but it's not. It's like a perception, like reality TV.
We're a soul food restaurant. It's not there. The corner store, not us. Community. Everything's not us.
Right. So there is none. To answer the question that we posed, if you don't have unity, you cannot have a community. That's the base fucking word. And that's simple and plain, but a lot of people don't even get that either. They don't even understand that.
They don't want to get it. And this is what's going on inside of our community. We're not looking like we want to get it. We talk that talk. You know, but we're not actively doing things to do and say, yo, look what's going on in our ethnicity or community, if you want to use that, even though it's not existent. So we need to stop using that word. Yo, we're not progressing. Yo, our kids are getting murdered by our sons. Your son murdered my son. They played together as a kid. And this is what's going on. Let me finish, because I'm on a tangent. You know what I'm saying? We're failing. We're not rising. Everybody's poor. We're all in the same boat. But none of us are saying, yo, we have a problem in our black ethnicity and we need to work on it. You know what we're working on? Getting the hottest cell phones. You know what we're working on? Social media. You know what we're working on? Buying clothes and cars and so forth and so on, knowing that technically it's not wise to do that because they lose their value and we don't have money to actually front. You understand what I'm saying? But this is what we're working on. Drinking, smoking, partying. But we're not focusing on our ethnicity and improving each ourselves individually, which will help our families, which will help the community come back together. So when people tell me, oh, I love my people. Well, how you love your people? What are you doing about it? Because that's what it comes down to for me. Stop talking. I don't want to hear your talk. Show me something. Show me what you're doing in your family.
The baggage will afford you bad health. You understand? And a lot of people don't get that. You know, they just think, oh, yeah, and they just hold on to it for 20 years. No, this will kill you. Please understand that. We must drop the baggage. What happened, happened. And guess what? Spirituality plays a part into everything. It plays a part in this too. It happened for a reason. So if we start to understand that whatever happened for a reason, we can I think that we'll be able to embrace it a little bit better. Let go of the baggage.
That's not it. I think there was a disagreement with the minutia. With Brother Sai saying that it's the programming and that it's being promoted by people that don't look like us. And you on the other end, Stacey, you said that it's her. Like we're feeding ourselves poison. We're actually creating the poison now to put in our heads. What I wanted to interject on a couple of times is, even if, like what we did with Brother Odiah, watch our kids, make sure our kids watch more appropriate things on TV. Even if not as many African Americans made those negative programs for us to watch, the issue is we're only 11 to 13% of the population. There's a market that wants to see that. They want to see us like that. And that market is, as Brother Sai says, they don't look like us. So they want to see that. They want to perpetuate that because, one, it's ratings for them. There's money in their pocket. And then it serves an auxiliary motive as it portrays an image that police officers look at and they say, this is how black folk act. So when they stop your young man on the street, they know what to expect. Or they think they know what to expect. Or when they stop women now. At one point, we knew that African American women didn't get like that in the 70s. I didn't see that often. Yeah, where you will address a man like you're a man.
And we also spoke about educating in the household, because we know that, as you spoke about, brother, you know, that's where it comes from. That's where it starts. That's the essence of everything right there. Because this is where the children lay their head at. That's where they wake up at in the morning. So usually they're going to try to emulate what they wake up to and what they go to sleep to. Okay? When we teach in the house, it's more personable than it is in school. Because in school, them teachers, they don't really have that connection. They don't know them children like that. You know what I mean? The children don't know them like that. The children ain't going to trust them like that, per se. You know what I mean? But if they're in the household under the roof with you, hey, you know what I mean? That's where it's at. So,
I'm talking about don't push out, stop pushing that don't push. Well, don't use us, stop using the don't. Wake up, yeah. Well, wonder what you tell me now. Wonder what you tell me now. False fire, false preaching, false teaching. Wake up, y'all. Come on. You preachers, stop preaching what you teach. Teach the truth. Wake up, preachers. Politicians, well, stop lying. Stop lying.
Please wake up.